Right now, you're probably planning your next shower alone behind a locked door with hot water, soap, and maybe a podcast. But 25,000 years ago, none of that existed. No doors, no locks, no walls, just a human being, a river, and an open sky. So here's the question nobody asks. Did they even care? Before cities, before civilization, before the very concept of privacy as we know it, our ancestors were bathing, cleaning themselves, surviving, and the world they did it in was nothing like ours. We're going back, way back, before 20,000 BCE to a world where Homo sapiens had only recently spread across the globe, where Neanderthals still walked the earth in dwindling numbers, where survival was not a metaphor, it was a daily gamble. These people bathed, we know this, skeletal evidence, campsite archaeology, and even ancient grooming tools, sharpened stones, bone combs, and cleaning implements suggest that early humans cared about maintaining their bodies. But where they bathed and who was watching, that's where it gets fascinating. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Privacy, as a concept, is learned. It is cultural, it is constructed. Anthropologists studying Upper Paleolithic communities, roughly 50,000 to 10,000 years ago, have found evidence of communal living, caves, rock shelters, open campsites, spaces where 8, 15, sometimes 30 people shared nearly every waking hour together. There were no separate bedrooms, no bathrooms, no shower curtains, no designated private spaces, which means the answer to our question might be surprisingly simple. Ancient humans probably had far less privacy while bathing than we do today. But here's the twist. They may not have needed it. Think about what privacy actually is. It's not a biological instinct, it's a social response. A boundary we create when society becomes complex enough to make us feel exposed, vulnerable, or judged. In a small group of 15 to 30 people, everyone already knew everyone. You were born together, hunted together, shared food together, and slept in the same shelter during freezing winters. Nudity wasn't scandalous, it was practical. Bathing in a river wasn't some private activity to hide, it was just another part of daily life. Experimental archaeologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies have observed something interesting. In groups such as the Hadza of Tanzania, communal bathing is completely normal. There is very little shame attached to the human body performing ordinary functions. That may be closer to how our Paleolithic ancestors viewed the world, but that doesn't mean they were completely exposed. Nature itself provided privacy. Dense forests, river bends, rock formations. Ancient humans understood their environment in ways most modern people can barely imagine. They could read a landscape almost like a map. Choosing a bathing location wasn't random, it was strategic. You wanted a place where you could see danger approaching, a place where predators couldn't easily surprise you. And often, those same locations happened to offer some separation from the rest of the group. Privacy and survival were often the same calculation. There's another layer here that most people never think about. Social status. Even among hunter-gatherers, some individuals likely held greater influence. Not kings, not emperors, but respected elders, skilled hunters, spiritual leaders. At archaeological sites like Sungir in Russia, dating back roughly 34,000 years, certain individuals were buried with extraordinary decorations and grave goods. Thousands of ivory beads, elaborate ornaments, objects requiring enormous amounts of labor to create. These people clearly held special significance. Did they receive more personal space? Did they sometimes bathe separately while others stood watch? We don't know, but it's certainly possible. And then there's the biggest factor of all, danger. Bathing alone in the ancient world wasn't just inconvenient, it could be deadly. The Ice Age world was full of predators. Cave lions, wolves, hyenas, massive bears. A human separated from the group and distracted near water could become an easy target. This is perhaps one of the strongest reasons why bathing likely happened communally or close to other people. Not because of social rules, not because of embarrassment, but because staying alive was easier together. In the ancient world, privacy could literally get you killed. Let that sink in. So what does the evidence suggest? The most likely answer is that before 20,000 BCE, bathing was a largely communal and practical activity. Not because ancient humans lacked dignity, far from it. They created art, performed rituals, formed deep social bonds, raised families, and built cultures rich with meaning. But their relationship with the human body was fundamentally different from ours. Privacy wasn't the priority, safety was, community was, belonging was, the private bathroom, the locked door, the shower curtain. These are inventions of civilization, products of a world that became became so crowded and complex that we needed walls just to carve out a moment for ourselves. The next time you step into your shower and lock the door behind you, remember this: that lock is new, that expectation of privacy is new, that quiet moment alone is the result of thousands of years of cultural change. Ancient humans didn't need the door. They had the whole world, and somehow that world was both far less private and far more connected than our own. If you want to know what humans were really like before history, the answer is almost always weirder, wilder, and more human than you expect.